We have one cosmonaut. This is gonna be a threading Q&A. We have one question so far, so we'll go with that one question. I'm high up. You've been invited to speak.
Hey, let's go, yo. Let's go. All right, guys, yo, first off, I want to say, yo, welcome to the Q&A, hosted by, the lovely admins over here. I got 60 questions this time. I know last time I had only had 50. I know it's kind of disappointing, but now we got 60.
Well, I'm
Oh,
just gonna use that as a nice little segue to the actual announcement that it's too limited.
well,
That was
there's
your
no one
first
else
one.
raising
Yeah,
their hand up, so it's
yeah.
like, kind of, yeah, yeah. Okay, so number one, my first question. Can we make it so you get hide CFs? That is something I was pushing for back in the old Q&A. Can we push that now?
I'm about to say, I'm fairly sure you can already hide CFs.
Okay,
I think
well,
that's been a thing throughout map 1.
okay, well, question number two. Okay, and this is like an actual question. You guys basically last map PvP was kind of bad. I think we all could agree on that. I think everyone in the call that did PvP, it was kind of ass. So what have you guys like come to like basically to fix that? Because I know Diamond PvP was super boring. No one really died, and like every time people did fight, it was basically like a 25v25, and like no one would die.
So for PvP, we're working on a full-on combat analyzer. First of all, because obviously that's what was used on Cosmic PvP to quote unquote fix the PvP over there, because it'll give an in-depth, what's the word? Analysis into what's actually doing damage. But we have made steps, and we are going to be making steps over this 2 weeks. One, looking at the current enchants that we have and adjusting those. So, for example, Icy Veins and Electrify being two which are at the top of our list. But then also looking at what is needed from potential new enchants to help the balance of PvP sway more in people dying.
But how's that gonna help, like, let's say a solo player, right? Like, how's that gonna help, like, a solo player? Like, they can't really go comp, like, middle, you know? Like, is it, like, a
That's
way for
a
them to, like,
general. That's not an issue with PvP, but that's an issue with how the adventures work, and that is something that will be included in the update we are doing to adventures.
so what's, like,
Knockback
the big
wise,
update? What's
knockback
the big
wise, I see a
update?
lot of people saying knockback in chat. The vanilla knockback enchant is going to be vaulted, so that will no longer be available.
Do you think it'll be in a loot box?
In a loot box.
Yeah.
Probably not. No, I'm not going to say never.
Or maybe in the mythical.
I'll add a knockback one flower. Don't worry.
But yeah.
So, and then regarding adventures, the original update we had planned for adventures, once we got all the statistics for adventures that we have now got, we realized that there was a lot more issues with the current adventures that needed addressing first before we added big updates. So those are all going to be focused on throughout the downtime and for the new map. There's plenty of things that are involved with that. For example, the current need to be at mid to get any sort of good quality loot. So that is going to be something that's going to heavily be addressed.
You guys gonna divide it up? Like, how you guys did that one map where it was in corners?
Not necessarily, but there's going to be more focus on the other POIs. I can certainly say that. And you're going to want to go farm at the other POIs.
Over middle?
Yep.
But, like, are the other POIs gonna make you go KO, or
Nope.
are you still gonna be neutral? Okay, well, that's not gonna. That's not probably not gonna be liked by a lot of people. But
I think you have to wait and see what we're cooking, because it's not as clear cut as you may think.
no, the way I see it is that middle is basically like, I mean, middle was ass either way. I'm not even gonna be rude, but it was not good for like majority of the map. But yeah, okay. Well, that's all I got to ask.
Okay, feel free to
Hashtag
pop your
Skame
hand up
Pals
if you
on
have.
top. Skame Pals on top.
Okay, I wish I could remove people quicker. Unhappy.
Yo, what's up?
Yo.
All right, so my first question is to see if we could have some more insight on if there's been any advancement for like log blocking or chest logs. I know we talked a little bit, and there was intended to be some type of system in place for season 2. But I wanted to see if there was any updates or if we can expect to see that, to see if players take items out of chests, whether it's we need staff to do that or if we'd be able to do it on our own island.
So
Lead this one up, Paul? Yeah.
there wasn't like an actual announcement on it because we were still like basically beta testing it at the very end of map number 1, but that is going to be a thing going into map number 2. So you'll be able to run the chest logs command like you were before, see who took items out of a chest, and then from there, if there's like block logs you need someone to check, we can Band Team Plus members are able to check that, and plus longer chest logs as well as those sorts of cases. But that is stuff that will be logging, and that will be logged going into map number 2.
Awesome. And then my second question was less about the actual gameplay and more about the longevity of Cosmic as a whole. So historically, you know, Rob and Preston commit some type of upload schedule and advertise the server, but without them, you know, player base kind of falls off a bit. So my question is there really a game plan for increasing and stabilizing the player base, you know, albeit through advertisements or having more high-end content creators? I know the one season, you know, Vic and friends were invited to play, or, you know, were paid to play, or even improving the current, you know, players that are content creators for the community.
It is something that we want to do differently than how it was done on previous Cosmic, where advertising wasn't, I guess, prioritized as high. But as everyone can probably agree, before we do that, it would be smart to, quote unquote, I won't say fix the core game mode, but add the content
yeah.
back, like add the level of content we had before back, etc. But it is something that is on the plans, and yeah, the certain individuals, some of them you who have met, some of them who you have mentioned, are definitely interested to play. I will say that.
Another
Awesome.
note as well, and I'm sure you guys have noticed as well with our beginning tutorial, we took like a big dive into map number 1 and what was like the leading cause of factors for like player drop off. Like a new player joins the server, how quickly do they play until they eventually log out? So we are like reshaping our tutorial system for map number 2 to provide an easier route for a new player to join the server and actually be able to understand our functions and get them to a point where they will continue to play and log on more days than just instead of they play their island, they don't know what they do, they quit. So that's another big thing that we're going to be focusing on going into map number 2 and implementing with this new tutorial system.
Yeah, think about new earlier content, should we say, along with what Apple said about this tutorial. Yeah,
Content.
New IS farming stuff.
What?
What?
Awesome.
You'll
Well,
get
I appreciate
some
you guys answering that.
leaks. Was that sorry?
I appreciate you guys answering that. I'll mute back
Awesome.
up and raise my
Thank
hand
you,
if there's
thank
extra
you.
time at the end for more.
Awesome. Yeah. The note on leaks before everyone just keeps asking throughout for leaks. There definitely will be at least one leak after this, and we have over the next couple of days at least a leak every other day, but it should be daily leaks. You guys can keep guessing of what we're working on.
Get some leaks in chat.
Bring back the wiki page. Locks, I invited you to speak.
So, is there new adventure maps coming? Or are we still playing with the map 1 ones?
There are.
Or is there additions
There
to
will be
the adventure maps?
there will be updates to all of the adventure maps. It will feel like a new experience when you're in there.
Okay. Well. And then the other thing is, is there going to be more of a focus throughout the season on the Skyblock part of Skyblock and not just the We saw PvP getting updated pretty regularly in map 1, right? But it didn't seem like the island side of things were getting updated, obviously because it's probably more complicated to change how the dynamics work there compared to just adding new enchants or changing some damage value, stuff like that.
There will
So it's just
be there will be a lots of changes towards the island side of things for the start of the map, and how everything on the island works. For example, farming. It's gonna receive an update for, I guess, the whole progression throughout you farming on your island. And then throughout the season, changes as we see fit that can be made mid-season will be made. I mean, obviously, I can't predict what's going to be done mid-season. We have our plan for what we want to have done before the season, and then start working on for next season. However, like throughout the season, if we see specific issues come up which we can fix, which are to do with islands, we will fix them or add stuff.
all right. I do have a little smaller question. Could since you guys said like 2 questions per, it's what was the whole idea about adding /fix all when that just takes away the whole idea of like repair scrolls, which are always like a central part of PvP on Sky, and I feel like now it's completely overlooked for anyone who's top rank, right? Or even do you get it with Titan? I can't remember. And I feel like that also you also spent gold on that, so it was more of like gold going out of the eco. So I don't know. I feel like fix all was not really the right way to introduce it, at least.
From what I know, you still need repair scrolls in PvP because the cooldown is a lot longer than you
It's 2
will
minutes.
actually.
I don't know if that's unintended or something, or if it's regular fix is supposed to be 2 minutes, but fix all is also 2 minutes. Which means you don't need repair scrolls generally, at least not in Diamond, from what I understand. Maybe in
pop that in a suggestion so we can get everyone to weigh in on it. Because obviously, having it in a Q&A isn't going to be very what's the word? Inclusive of everyone.
That's fair. Well, and add a better fund next map. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there'll be more fun. What do you mean?
He said fun. To be fair, it did sound like you said fun rather than fund, but Baked, hello.
Yeah, so just wanna say from what you said about the close scrolls, the repair scrolls.
Oh, the what? Sorry, repair scrolls. Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually didn't need to use any in Diamond for sure. And Iron, as far as I know, if you 1v1 or 1v2, you don't need repair scrolls at all. Only in big fights, maybe, if you get focused. But
Okay.
that, well, I didn't get a chance to use them. I used them before I bought top rank, so.
That's fine. I mean, once the suggestions, once the suggestions made, pop the information in there, then we can review it. Because that's not a hard change at all.
So yeah, the main thing that I want to ask is minigames. Do we know anything about that for next season?
Minigames is something that we hear everyone's want for. We want to get the current loot tables for all the items which are dropping and not dropping in loot tables.
Yeah.
From all the feedback we got during map 1 right first, before adding, for example, a BR, which we'd have to balance that new loot table on, which would then just be adding another probably broken loot table based off of the information that we have at the moment.
I mean,
on top of all the other ones.
We don't really need a loot table. Just put the slot bot scraps and just if you plan on changing rank it, which is useless right now, totally. I never put any other than for armor first day of the adventure. I have to say that.
We also just want to focus the time that would require on, for example, an island update.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just before it was good. BR gave you rank kit, which gave you a lot of cash if you had high level island, and you also got some slots. Slots were harder to get back there. So I mean, they're still not that easy to get. It's just that we buy too many of them. That's also on us, not
Yeah,
on the
we
server.
definitely want to add it back. Don't get us wrong on that, but it's just the right time to add it, and we'd rather focus the time between map 1 and map 2 on other stuff. So
I think updating rank kits shouldn't be that hard. Like just buff amount of money every day of the map.
oh, you're talking about rank kits. I was talking about BRs. Rank
Oh
kits
yeah, also, I
is
don't know that, but just adding on the rank kits because they're useless. You don't get anything from adventure from it, or just make rank kit drop a mid loot and not outskirts loot, like 100% something good from the mid. Doesn't have to
I
be
mean, yeah,
now.
that would be more of a suggestion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, feel free to pop all that in a suggestion, and then we can get all the community's feedback on it.
All right. So one last question before I leave: do we get a fourth adventure? I don't think you're gonna answer, but
Not this season. However, there has been some ideas thrown around on what we could do for more adventures. So
yeah, because of the newer version, there's more ores and everything. There's space to include another adventure, maybe.
yeah. Also, we have a lot more ability
things
with
to
the
talk
being on the latest version to add
Oh,
new styles of adventure. So I think
I
do
agree
with that
with
information what you wish. But yeah,
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's all.
awesome. Theo, I assume you just want to be on the stage rather than asking a question because, yeah.
No, I have a question. I have two questions. Non-stackable items, specifically recipes. Will they be stackable? Please.
We will be. Hold on. It is something we want to do, but it's not as simple as just adding stackable certain items because we had a lot more control over, for example, that sort of thing in the past, but we don't have as much control with it being the later version of Minecraft now.
Thought so. And kind of linked, will there be changes to the way that IS top is calculated? And if it remains relatively the same system, will there be changes to weekly challenges and how players can get trophy points?
Trophy points is something we're looking at and analyzing over the break, and we'll hopefully have some changes for it.
That's cool.
MGA.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask about prisons.
Prisons.
Is it on the way
Prisons.
or in
As soon
plan?
as we know anything, we will let you know. As we can't. I'm not going to speculate based off of. I mean, I don't know any information about it. However, all I'll say is, if Sky continues to go well, I'll say it as I said before. It would only make sense to bring it back, but yeah, I'm not in the loop for any of that, so I won't be able to tell you.
Yeah, and is Adventure staying like it's right now, everything neutral and KO mid, or is there getting any changes in that?
The specifics on like that, I guess you'll have to wait and see. But there are updates coming to Adventures when it comes to, like as I explained before, loot distribution, new ways to get loot, and more. But yeah.
Is it the AP system or is it the chests like it's right now?
I'm not going to confirm or deny either way.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Awesome, thank you. Big drops.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
So for my first question, you can just answer with a yes or no. Will or has there been any changes made to boss drops and armor?
Yes.
Okay. And then for my second question, Many islands this map were caught using like unfair advantages like scripting or macroing for mining nodes. Can the CAPTCHA be used more frequently for mining, and are players like reviewed after failing a CAPTCHA?
CAPTCHA will be properly implemented this map.
Okay.
The original implementation of it was ported over from Original Sky. There was a couple of issues with it, so the full version will be implemented this map.
Great, thank you, Joe.
No worries.
Hello. I just have a quick question. There was a suggestion for level cap, and it got a lot of attention. So I just want to know if you guys looked at it or thought about it, or if you're considering it. It's really
So for level cap, we're still trying to, of course, shape the game to a point where there isn't a level cap required, so the progression is like naturally there. So going into map number 2, there's not going to be a level cap, but
okay.
there is going to be like new avenues to IS skills that people can use to kind of go through those earlier levels a little bit quicker. Because I know like level 1, of course, and levels 1, 2, 3, like of course, like took like almost a full day for some players to do, especially Rob had some not typical Sky players try to come on and try to figure it out and play from there, and it took them like a very long time. So that's like part of the tutorial, but not that we're doing to make it so you can get through those first levels quicker and easier. And then for the later levels as well, we are taking a look at the island EXP you're gaining, taking a look at the island EXP you have to like reach those island levels, and then making sure that everything is as balanced as it can be for there.
All right. So more just tweaking the numbers, not changing anything.
Not like having an actual like a blocker, like an island, like a level cap thing, whatnot. But there might be some new metas, whatnot, for end game. Let's just say that.
Okay. I guess that leads to if there's going to be any changes to fund.
Fund in terms of like adventure maps.
Yeah.
Sorry, the mute for loud pings. Yes, that is something we are going to be looking at and adjusting for this map as well, based off of how map number 1 performed and what to expect from there, as well as when we want those adventures to unlock.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. That's it from me.
Thank you.
Yep.
Who is up next?
Mr. I am high up is
Again?
again.
Him again.
Can everyone
up,
just
guys?
say again ... in chat?
Yo, why you being toxic? Okay, so
/ I'm
my
high up.
yo, wait, the / on my up command. Can we get that running again? Can we actually
No.
get that implemented onto the server?
No.
No.
Question.
Yeah, I was saying that's one of your 2 questions. 1 out of 2. You got 1 more.
Yo, nah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You baited me there. Nah, that's crazy.
Oh,
No,
next
so
question.
my question was, can we by any chance make skill tokens a little bit more like rare?
Yep.
In the sense of like it's not bought off the store and people have max within a day?
They will be made more rare. They will be made more expensive off the store, so it incentivizes people to grind them in game, and you also have to grind for them more in game. So, yeah.
Okay. Also, one more thing with the island thing, right? Are you guys gonna make it where you could get the ability, like like the abilities that you would get from the treasures or whatever? Are those still gonna be a thing where you could get at level like 100, like a chance at getting that ability, or no?
The IS tools.
Yeah.
The IS
like
tools.
attributes, like towards what's it called? Towards what was it? Let's say like the 2 times slaying for the swords, right? You could get that from the treasure chest or the treasure, where the hell those were called. And you were able to get that ability on the IS tools.
So there's some attributes which are exclusive to the IS tools, of course, as everyone knows, like the guaranteed kill +1 bonus mob, and of course the pickaxe has some guaranteed attributes as well. I don't know if too many people knew about, but those attributes are still going to be exclusive to the treasure swords and treasure, of course, all the treasure tools, and those are also we're going to be auditing that and making sure that the best in slot is actually in treasure 5 and not in like where Slayer had that sword. It was that like Treasure 3. Like we're going to be auditing that and making sure that it's properly balanced in that way, and that there's no like getting the best in slot sword early on because it's not the right treasure and whatnot.
Okay. And by any chance, can you guys add like a command that like I don't know, pops up like a GUI or it tells you like the attributes you could get on the weapon? Like it tells you like the chances, not chances, but it tells you like, oh, you could get like 2 times mining, stuff like that.
For the
Two
That
times
would
nodes.
be information that would most be appropriate on something like a wiki. Smile.
Yeah, I know, but like I didn't know if you were bringing the wiki on or off.
Take the hint.
Bro, you be tossing hints, and those hints be not the best. But that's it.
I think
Yeah,
everyone
he
in
is
chat
edging.
gets everyone in chat gets it.
Oh.
Locks.
Yeah, hello again. So would you consider being more transparent with the percentage of drop chance for stuff like for example the treasures, like what is the chance of getting the sword or what is the chance of getting the pickaxe, instead of us just having to guesstimate it? The same with like adventures. Well, maybe not so much adventures, it's mostly just the treasures really.
Probably not. There wouldn't be any sort of, I want to say, reason for that, because I mean, at the end of the day, it is a loot table. It needs to have some sort of RNG, and if we tell
Well,
you
it's
it's
still
not really
RNG.
random, well, it's not random at that point.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean, it is exactly random though. You just know how high the chance of you getting something is. It's still random if you get it.
but if we tell people you get this 1 in X times and then you don't get it,
But it's not one of X. It's percentage. That's not how probability works.
but I mean, I understand that, you understand that, but if someone sees a 60% chance, they'll open 10, they'll expect to get 6. That's the reason. That's one of the main reasons we don't add it.
I mean, I think having that outcome is better than not knowing the things. But all right, that's obviously up to you guys, and that's fair, I guess. And then another thing was, would you consider adding like expiry dates back to slots and to trophy points mainly?
Trophy
Slots, so they
points,
actually get
definitely.
update. And slots were mostly so they actually get opened and they don't just turn into the main currency of the map.
Slots is something we're definitely looking into. Trophy points is a definite. That's already on the server. Slots, it is something we're looking into because we have seen the thread, the suggestion thread on it. So
yeah, okay. I mean, and this next one is basically it was probably just a bug that wasn't fixed. The fact that auto XP doesn't show up on daily XP and stuff like that, is that just gonna be the case?
Auto XP on daily XP.
Like on like the top XP for like the day, week, whatever. Auto XP just doesn't show up in there. It's only manual XP.
Bot
Yeah, bot
XP.
Because it always
sounds
used to
like
show up.
sounds like a bug, so it most likely will be fixed.
Oh, okay. And these high tier tools you added from the like for example 2x slaying sword and stuff like that were added to adventure loot tables later in the map. Are they going to stay in there, or are they going to be removed? Or
so those were the admin tools that were added.
Yeah.
The drop rates of those may not stay the same, but it is intended that you still can get all of these items through an in-game source, so that if it is put in a loot box, it isn't just a loot box exclusive item. Because
technically it wasn't, right, because the 2x sword also came from the treasure, but then it was added, so now you can get this treasure item, which you guys were talking about being exclusive to treasures, also from adventure. But the pickaxe, for example, you couldn't. That one was still only exclusive to there. So it's like, why are some of the tools exclusive, but not all of them?
Well, as Zapple said, I mean, all of the tools are going to be looked at when it comes to the actual attributes on them. So if we think that there is a mistake to have them also drop in adventures as a rare chance, then they'll be changed.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was my questions for now.
Thank you. Just so you guys know, we have six-ish more minutes, I'll say, to put your hand up for questions. Then the stage will be closing. Russ Lord.
Howdy.
Away. Hello.
Well, I guess my question will be about, this is more island side, about like redstone and stuff, especially around resets and when it breaks. Is there any way to fix that on your end, or is it just gonna have to keep happening?
It's something the developer's looking into. It's very weird in the sense of how all the saving works. It's a new system, and he is doing his best to look in to try and fix it, but it's not something that's as simple as he'd originally imagined. Because I assume what you're referring to is, for example, if you have a redstone clock on reboot, it'll sometimes not be running when the server comes back up.
Alrighty, and then I guess and then another question would be like from like Island 12 to 16, which is I guess what you would consider late game. Is there going to be like a change to the XP necessarily?
All of the XP for every single level is being audited based off of the data we've got from map 1. So likely there will be a change, yes.
All right, thank you.
No worries. Fires. Hello.
First question. Are there going to be custom mobs in the adventures? So it's not just like a normal skeleton shooting an arrow at you, and a bit something more fun and different.
You'll have to wait and see. Kind of funny you mentioned that.
I'll ask that as a yes. Second question. Are trials in process, or are they just going to be probably like later down the line?
Down the line. And it may not be trials as well. It may be the D word. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely down the line.
Alright, yeah, those were my questions. Thank you.
I don't know if there's any other bad D words. I definitely did not mean any of them. I'm just going to clarify that. Yeah. Anyways. Hello,
hello?
Mr. Pepe. Hello.
I was wondering, is IS challenges like the rewards for them gonna be buffed a little or no? Like just a little bit of Autobots maybe?
The whole challenge system is going to be reworked. The challenge system being the tutorial. That is all being reworked for this map from the ground up.
Okay, and like for how you can just use recipes and stuff like right away and everything like that?
Use recipes,
Like
what do you
custom
mean?
recipes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Would
Obviously, you
there
need
be
the.
something that would be IS level based, allowing you to use the custom recipes at certain levels, or no?
Oh, so you're saying instead of having a paper to unlock them, you'd also have to have an IS level?
Yeah. So like it would actually like make them something to grind for, because like,
Definitely something that we can look into now that you've mentioned it.
Okay,
But
and like
people seem to be reacting positively as well in chat.
what about the economy? Like last season, like I don't know if like other people think the same thing, but got so broken so fast. So like
What do you mean so broken?
I mean the economy was just not good last season. I don't know. Like slots were like everything then, and like
I mean, that seems like more of a suggestion than a question.
fair.
But I think the main thing you're referencing is what it was Locks also mentioned about slots not having an expiry date and becoming the center of the eco. So if that's something that everyone in the community agrees on, then it'll be pretty clear cut what we need to do. But yeah, that would need to be done through a suggestion.
All right, and like what about like making nodes a little bit more accessible in like the first adventure, like maybe even like cold nodes, or like because those are like really hard to get, to be honest.
The actual accessibility of coal, specifically, is something we can look into. However, the other nodes is something we're definitely looking into and tying into the tutorial system, because currently the tutorial system isn't very informative. It doesn't do a very good job as a tutorial. And we want to do a better job at teaching players, which will obviously require, for example, the access to the earlier tier nodes to be more easily explainable. So there will be changes to the earlier nodes.
No, what about like more accessible? Like, cause like it took so long to get so many cold nodes early game. To be honest, like I don't know, it's just hard to get them.
Like the entire adventure loot tables are being revamped, so there would be like that is something we're going to be considering as well, like how many coal nodes are being dropped in adventures and whatnot, based off of how many dropped previously.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm shutting questions in 3, 2, 1. They're shut. Oh, emote.
Yo,
Yo.
I have a question on behalf of my old team that quit a few weeks ago due to this issue. You've been talking about it earlier, but to be more clear, will IS level progression be faster? Not will it change, will it be faster?
We'll look into all the data we got from map 1, and it may be faster at some points, it may be slower at some points, but it is definitely receiving a big audit for map 2.
Because the issue my old team had is it was just too repetitive. We were mainly a island team, and we grinded for a month, and then people just got burned out and couldn't do anything longer. That's the first question, and the second question is, do you plan on fixing the content creator prefix?
Fixing content creator prefix. I'm gonna need a bit more info than that.
That's all the info I had. So it's on behalf of all my teammates. So you'll have to ask Ricky.
I'll say if he just pops something in the creator chat he has, then we can look into it.
That's all for me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yo, I'm back.
He's back.
Okay, 2 more questions. Can we expect the mobs that spawned in walls to be fixed in this adventure? And kind of pairing off of that, can we have the Y coordinate calculated as part of the spawning radius? It kind of aids to deal with mobs that jump off of a cliff in Iron Adventure.
The mobs not spawning walls. Mobs not spawning walls. Okay, so we are adding. We are like auditing the check when it comes to, for example, glitch spotting mobs, which will include mobs which are stuck on a hill or mobs which get stuck in a wall. And those will be audited and implemented for map 2. So, for example, if a mob doesn't have a target for X amount of time, being TP'd to the chest. And then for glitch spotting, it being refined, the current system that we have. So, yeah.
Cool. And then my second question, I know you guys mentioned that CAPTCHA would probably be implemented this season. So should we expect like the Island XP boosters to pair with that still? And if so, how do we anticipate that working if multiple CAPTCHAs are applied to people on an island out, within a short time span?
The XP booster is for the player rather than the island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then just to answer the chat question, there will be new adventure builds. There will be a new fresh look to the current adventure builds we have, yes. So that's adding completely new terrain, new POIs, updating the old existing POIs, and more. And then more, let's say, Y level movement. I think that's the best way of saying it. Awesome. Thank you, Unhappy. DB Tank.
Hello.
Hello. You won one of the Carnage giveaways. I remember your name.
Yeah, random number. I'm gonna be real with you, but to the questions, just to get a little started. This is my first swipe ever on Cosmic, and I had a lot of fun. Do you guys have any concerns about like the RMT advertisements in all chat?
It's something we're aware of. It's not something we're concerned about as of right now. Obviously, that could change, but it's not something we're concerned of right of this second.
Okay. And my second question is, do you have any plans with Realms and Map 2?
In what regards?
Any like, I guess like buffs or like changes to really anything that you can share?
The I was like, I've just said gear, whatever. The gear that's given from the shops, definitely yes. And we're planning on adding one more realm.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. Cooking mama, imagine. Mama to the void again. Oh no! Who did I just request to speak? XQ. I invited you to speak. Oh, I have an echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I was just wondering if there's any plans to balance like adventures or islands around like smaller groups next map. Thank you.
Before I'm just gonna serve mute and I'll unserve mute because I cannot speak if I hear my own voice. So essentially, all of the island is gonna receive an update when it comes to XP. So that will also affect solo players. And then as for adventures, the changes that we're implementing will make it more friendly on everyone, including solos. So yes, both are planned. There you go. You're unserver muted now.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
No worries. I wouldn't necessarily say dwarf gear getting buffed, but I'd say more a better system when it comes to the gear you want to get to PvP or PvE, is what I'll say. And the location you get that gear from. Anyways, hello Banana.
Are we live?
We are
Okay,
live.
can you hear me?
Yes, there's a big
Alright.
delay if I can like hear myself, but it's fine.
Okay, I have a question. Actually, two questions. One, are duels coming back?
Our duels coming back. We want to bring them back, but it's another
Because
thing similar to mini games where we'd prefer to spend the time that would be required to implement them on stuff like an island update, which is what we're doing.
I just need to take free sets from Damage Doer, Chosen Cut, and Embro.
RIP damage doer.
Damage Doer. Anyway, my second question is for the pay-to-win bundles, are there going to be any this start of the map? I missed Start of the World last map.
There was the usual 2 loot boxes for the start of the world last map, and I'd assume from your point of view that would be the same this map, but other things could also be added, but I guess you'll just have to wait and see.
Okay. English or Spanish, though?
And I will not answer that question because I would like to go and move.
Oh. All right. Thank you guys for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Half. There you go. A_half.
Hello.
Half. Hello.
Just a quick question. Has there been any thoughts or considerations on people being able to load their islands without having accounts on 24/7?
It is something we definitely want to do. And it is the top of our list when it comes to that sort of system when it comes to what do I want to say? We want to do it, but we're not doing it right now. Is the TLDR.
So down the line. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries. We tried to add chunk loaders, but they broke the whole server. So, like, unironically. This guy again.
Yo, I'm back. I'm back for the third time. Let's go.
Hello.
Okay. Now, like on some serious stuff, right? I know you guys were talking about like, well, you kind of leaked it about like the gear, right? So what are we looking at like gear wise? Like, is it gonna be like more tied to you have to grind adventure to get the gear, or is it you have to kind of grind realms? Like,
I guess you're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe it's a mixture of them all. Maybe it's one. Maybe it's the other.
okay. And then what was my second question? It was in the back of my head too. Fuck. Give me 1 sec. Let me think.
You got 5 seconds.
Yo, give me like 30 seconds, bro. Relax. Oh yeah, any news on Dead Zone? That's what I was gonna ask. Like, any new builds in Dead Zone? Like, how's Dead Zone looking like?
Nothing planned for the start of the world, but it's something that if players think that needs updates to, it's something that needs to be done before it's released in the map. So if you've got any
How about,
suggestions, like additions that you
mobs, though?
want,
Like the
the
mob,
mobs.
what's it called? The custom mob modeled.
That's a lot.
anything-
That's a lot easier said than done. Obviously, it's a texture pack, but we want to get everything else right before adding stuff like the texture pack, which is more front-facing rather than actual core gameplay. If there is updates to Dead Zone you want to see, obviously that would be suited for a suggestion. Then
And
we can look
then-
into that before it's released.
That's gonna segue into my next question. How are we looking at these like custom mods that people are making? Because like I feel like it does put like an advantage over like some like new players coming onto the server.
That was 3 questions. However, custom mods is something we want to have a set of cosmic mods as such, which will be provided to players who are in the Discord. And it's something that would make sense for us to work on this map for those new
Is that
players
gonna
who are
be like
joining.
pushed? Like, is that like on the like priority list? How's that looking like? Is it like high up there? Is it like in the middle? Is it low down?
It's not. It's around middle to high, let's say. It's not as high priority as some of the other things we have to get done for map 2.
Yeah, because like you get it, like high up, like.
Okay, no, that was cringe.
Also, one last thing. Can you please go look at my admin ticket that says Eldrim General 0002?
You just leaked your ticket, bro.
Dude, who's gonna see the ticket?
Better Discord people.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, GG's.
Next
guys,
question.
GG's. Next question, I got you.
No. Next
What's
question.
the thoughts?
Next question. Asker.
Wait,
will
I got
boot
one
you.
more.
I
I got
will
one more.
boot you off the
I
call.
got one more. Yo, you're gonna boot me off. Yo,
Out of the call.
yo, wait, that got clipped. He says he's gonna boot me.
Go on. Okay, thank you. But
have you guys looked at hoppers at all or item movement in general?
hoppers or item movement. So I guess, for example, I think what everyone wants is the upgrade. I think it's from the bundle bot to be transferred over to, let's say, the crafting bot or the other bots.
Yeah. Typically with
It's
the bundle
definitely
bots.
it's definitely something we're looking into. Yes.
So I'm assuming no details.
No details, no, but it's something we are well aware of.
Okay. I guess that's it. All right. Best of
Awesome.
luck to the rest. Bye bye.
Oh, there's one more.
Yo, my bad if someone's already asked this. I joined halfway through.
You're
I
good.
got 2 questions. Number 1 is masks overhaul. Because in PvP, there was literally one viable mask, which was the fatty mask. That was it. And it was plus 6 HP. The difference was massive to people that don't have it. I was wondering if there's any changes there.
The PvP masks are being audited and the abilities reworked between maps, yes.
I bet. Second question was LMS. Back in Old Sky, LMS was actually quite a bit fun. Like, you got to PvP, whereas last map, the only PvP we got was in Adventure, which, I don't know, it was okay, but it kind of sucked.
LMS won't be something that will be added for map 2.
I'm Koth.
Yeah, LMS won't be something that's added for map 2, but if there is enough request for it, I mean, we can definitely look into why that request is being so heavily backed, and if the solution is by adding a LMS, it would be a no-brainer. If the solution is based on a different issue, then that issue will fix. So,
That's tough. Wait, Tristan wants a question. DM Tristan. 2 seconds.
you're holding everyone up from the league.
Right. Will farming Pigman with 6 ults for 30 days be meta? Maybe change it to only one type of mob can give IS XP at a time to reduce needing so many players.
All the IS skills are being looked at, and there will be updates to especially farming for this map.
I bet. Thank you.
No worries. Awesome. Well, that's all the questions done. So I'll answer a couple in chat now, just since we have 8 minutes left. But then we can talk about which leak you guys would want for today, because there's a couple of options we have. Yeah. Oh lord, that's a lot of spam. Are you adding outposts for Iron and Diamond? No, but the Stone outpost has received some additional buffs, and yeah, you will definitely want to get Stone outpost at the start of the map. Item coin flips. Yeah, that's what a lot of people want, and we definitely know that, but we're prioritizing core gameplay over adding item coin flips. Holy, this is a lot of spam. I don't know if I can do this. If you see any Apple, just shout them out.
Okay, if you're putting a question in, don't put it in multiple times.
I'm about to say, you gotta put it in once so I can actually read.
Hardcore Island, Legion Islands, not planned for map number 2.
Edit channel. Hold on. Let me cook. Wasn't it Sky Player? I'm adding slow mode. Ah! Save. Get slow moded. Will you guys communicate with the community, like reading suggestions using the polls channel more? Polls, definitely yes, and suggestions, we were already reading them. They became a full-time job reading suggestions. Unironically. Not a bad thing, of course, but polls will definitely be used more there. Oh, adventure chess work.
IS Garden is being tweaked.
Nice Garden is being definitely tweaked, shall we say.
Here came with protected regions. That's just going to be staying the same as it is, where you have to set it to break the blocks and whatnot. Because hashtag Minecraft.
Are there any plans? Oh. I'm fairly sure lots of people have been recording Yes Major.
All the chat rules, I mean, we're going to keep on enforcing those. If you're getting harassed or not, you need to ignore players and make a ban report as always.
That's a meme one as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Whoever started it gets their answer.
The starter island is gonna change pretty drastically. The actual island, when you do IS create, it's gonna be completely new, and it will allow for an easier tutorial for new players, which I know you all want, because new players playing more means a lot more players on the server. So okay, so there will be more Q&As before map 2. It is something we want to keep giving everyone opportunities to think and then ask questions. So if you do have any more questions that we haven't answered today, feel free to just note them down somewhere, then you can ask them when the next Q&A comes. Obviously, keep an eye on the Discord for that. As for the leak today, I will let you guys pick from... How many do we have? So we're going to see some numbers in chat. 1 to 10. And the one I see the most is the one we'll leak after this Q&A. Oh, it's a lot of 7s.
I think we have it.
I think that's just 7.
That's just lucky number 7, man. Everyone knows.
Oh, should I show them something else that's 7?
I mean, what is 7 bad?
No, it's it's in the new spawn.
Oh.
You know exactly what I'm on about.
Yeah.
I show them it. It is
Maybe
very
they wanted
funny.
number 7.
We'll see. Okay, yeah. Keep an eye out on the updates channel, and then there'll definitely be a leak there within the next 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, I appreciate you all tuning in today, and yeah, thank you.